Hi, my name is Dave Harmeyer, Associate Dean of University Libraries at Azusa Pacific University, and this is a library orientation for the Masters of Science in Nursing. I'll be following the two-page MSN Library Resources online orientation handout dated August 28, 2012. If you don't have a copy, just email me at dharmeyer@apu.edu and I'll send you one. In this orientation, I'll be sharing 7 tips on using APU's library resources. For tip number 1, there are 4 10-minute YouTube library tutorials that go into more depth in this orientation. All videos, including the one that you're watching, can be accessed by going to YouTube at youtube.com. And in the search screen, type APU LIBRARIES 2, all lowercase, no spaces. And here it is. It comes up. Click on that link, and here are the videos that I mentioned. Next tip, I'd like to share with you how to get to nursing databases. To do that, let's go to the APU library website by typing apu.edu/library. Okay, so here's our library website. To go to the databases for your program, let's click on All Databases underneath Find Books, Articles, and Media. This goes to the page that lists all of our databases, A to Z, about 120. And then where it says Complete List of Databases from A to Z, let's click on that. Let's click on Choose Database by Subject or Major. And here's a list of all our subject areas where our databases are placed under by choices made by our APU librarians. The one I'd like to have you look at, of course, is the Medicine, Nursing, Physical Therapy one. That lists all the databases that will be of use for you during your program. A couple of databases I'd like to just point out are CINAHL Plus with full text, Cochrane Library, Medline with full text, and finally Web of Science. Let's click on CINAHL Plus with full text as an example. For our search, let's type in the word NURS with an asterisk, a space, quotation marks, ADVANCED, practice, PRACTICE. Now, of course, notice that I've put an asterisk here. What that is what's called a truncation symbol, and it searches all words made after the final letter. And in this case, it will search for the word nurse, nurses, nursing, rather than having to type those words individually and making a search. You just have to do it once. And then this next thing, what I did is I put quotation marks around these 2 words. That searches the term as a phrase, rather than each word that would be anywhere in the record. In this way, we get fewer records and better results. Let's click on search and see what we've got. Okay, we retrieved 6,600 records. A lot, of course, but we can narrow it by several other ways. One is by clicking on, I recommend going down on the left-hand side and clicking on where it says Subject Major Headings. Because what we've done so far is done what's called a keyword search. And now we can add to that using subject headings. Because using subject headings will again give you fewer records to look at and records that are more relevant for you. As an example, let's just click on Advanced Nursing Practice. These 6 subject headings represent the 6 top subject headings in all 6,600 of the records that have come up so far. And let's click on Update. What results is we have about 1,600 records now, about a sixth of what we had before. Another thing to be aware of whenever you do a search is how is it sorted. In this case, it is sorted by something called relevance. And that basically means that based on the terms and limits that we've typed in so far, the computer tries to put ones that are most helpful for you at the top. Maybe they are, and perhaps they're not. One of the things I do recommend doing is to sort this by clicking on relevant sort and then redoing it with date descending. And so now all of our records will be by by date. In this case, this one is August 2012. Let's go into this first record by clicking on the title. This is a typical record with the title, of course, at the top and other information. The thing I want you to be aware of is major subject headings. If you find an article that is useful for you and you want to get more like it, maybe one of the things you can do is to redo the search with one or more of the subject headings. There are three icons that I want to point out to you. On the left-hand side is the PDF icon, which of course brings up the full text. On the right-hand side is one called Cite. When you click on Cite, it gives you a citation format for a number of styles, one of them being APA. And so you can just merely copy that, and then you're good to go to paste that in a Word document and start your reference list. Another of the icons I want to share with you is called Permalink. If you click on Permalink, what opens up at the top is opens up a box that in it has a URL. You can copy that URL and place it in an email or in a Word document, and when you click on it again, it will go back to this record, so you don't have to remember where you got your where you got the journal article in the first place. The next thing that I'd like to do is talk about how to find books or ebooks on nursing topics. Okay, so let's go back to our website, the library website, and then right above where it says Find Books and Articles, above it, there's the word Catalog. Let's click on that link. What comes up is the basic search for our catalog, which includes books and our journal articles and our non-book material, including media. Let's type the word nursing in here as an example and click on Submit. And we end up getting quite a few hits, 3,300, over 3,300. And you can actually go into each of these records. These represent books that we have here on campus. And up here at the top, you can actually request the book to come to you. If you are at an off-campus center, which many of you will be, then you can type your Usernet ID and password in here, and it will give you a choice to have it sent to your home, which is a great service. Now, to look at things that are ebook oriented, let's go ahead and, by the way, sort this by date. Okay, so now, well, let's go back here. And let's change this back to our original site here. And let's change this now to View eBooks. So we do that by clicking on the button here under View Entire Collection and click on eBooks and search. Now everything on your screen will be electronic books. Let's click and do it by date so that now we have the most recent one at the top. And there we go. And let's scroll down just a little bit. All of these are going to be ebooks because the location says ebook and not one of our three libraries or at a regional center, and also does not have a call number. As an example, let's go into this one right here. And it's a typical ebook. And then what you do is you click on your link here that goes into the ebook, and then it'll give you another record, in this case an EBSCOhost record, and then you click on ebook full text. Okay, here's our full text ebook. It's right on the screen here. And there's a couple of ways you can search it. One is to just scroll up and down on the page. You can also click on this arrow and go from page to page. And another way you can do is over here on the right hand side are a number of tools, some of them similar to what we've seen already. And one of them is a search within. So this brings up another box where you can search within this book any of the words that you type in the box there. In this case, the word nursing occurs almost 1,000 times, and the first occurrence of it is really a page where it has the word that you've typed in here the most number of times. So the word nursing occurs the most number of times on page 4, and it would actually go to that page if we click on that link. And then you can scroll up and down and you can see, well, kind of hard to see now, but the word nursing does occur in there. The next thing I'd like to share with you is finding articles on current nursing research or advanced practice by using Google Scholar. To do that, we need to click on Google Scholar by scholar.google.com. the first thing you want to do when you go to Google Scholar is to click on Settings, and then over here on Library Links and type APU in the search box. And this brings up an opportunity for us to connect back to our online databases, full-text journals. So you check the box next to Azusa Pacific University, get this item at APU, as well as APU library access. Do not click this one, UAA/APU, because that is a different institution. And then click on Save to save your settings. And in here, if we want to try another search, we can do, let's try nursing. And again, it does take the quotation marks, advanced practice, there we go, as a phrase. Now we end up having quite a few hits, of course, but over here on the right-hand side is the magic, is where it links back to the full text, either as something on the internet. In this case, this one is on the internet, also available at APU. We can limit it by clicking this box to get out of not include patents, and say you want to look at only things in 2012. Now we're down to 1700, and it gives you another resource to look at. The last two items that I'd like to share with you have to do with a couple of our other resources underneath Research Help, and that is help in using APA style. One of the ways to do that is to go to our LibGuides, which are online subject guides that have been created by our APU librarians. Notice that the first one under Popular is how to cite sources in APA format. So this is a typical LibGuide that gives you information on how to cite in-text citation, and also creating your reference list with great examples. And the other thing that I'd like to talk about finally is where to go for more information. And one of the places you can go for more information about resources for nursing is to go to LibGuides, as I showed you earlier, and click on the subject area of nursing. We have a number of subject guides for nursing. One of them is Health Science Research Guide, which I recommend, and will give you even more information than what I've given you on this tutorial, or actually on this orientation. Okay, well, that finishes our orientation, and then if you have any questions about this tutorial or anything else that I've shared, please contact me, Dave Harmeyer, at dharmeyer@apu.edu, or 626-815-6000, extension 3255. Have a great day.